say the best weapon is one you never have to fire. I respectfully disagree. I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it, and it's worked out pretty well so far.
Wide out the whole frame.
Yes! For your consideration, the Jericho.
The Jericho, 1001, 1000, bang.
All right.
I like the test.
This here's Lone Pine, and it's doubling for what we're suggesting are the mountains of Afghanistan. I think they did Gunga Din out here. I know they did a lot of westerns out here. This particular angle works really well for Afghanistan, but if you look different ways, different rock formations make you feel like you're out in the west. Here we're on protected land, so there are a lot of parameters that we have to observe to shoot here, but the trouble that we went through is well worth it because it really gives you a look like we traveled halfway around the world.
When you get to work with the guys at the top of their field, you just go, okay, that thing's going to blow up in back of me, and I'm going to be okay. Or you get hit with like a little frag, and everyone runs over because you're like, you know, the star of the movie, and you're like, my God, man, 10 years ago, I could have gotten knocked off my ass and have stuff stuck in my skin, and people would be like, all right, back to one. Because if you're not down, then you're not out. I was pretty blown away by how much we were able to do at such close proximity, but I'll tell you, you know, it definitely helps you kick up some dust when you know what you're running away from. John brought everything. John is the primal force behind Iron Man. He's easily half the character. He's infused himself into every department. I don't want to say he's a gentle giant because he's very formidable, but he is the most composed person in a position of unimaginable stress that I've ever seen. He's so gracious and so evolved.
Robert, you're just such a good actor. You got that?
That said, he's a pain in my ass. He's checking his goddamn BlackBerry and texting and putting things up on MySpace while I'm out there dying. But he's that kind of big brother, too. You know, it's like he didn't call me out to, you know, pitch for his team and then, like, come and, you know, ice my wrist when it got sore. He's like, you're a grown man. This is going to be really hard. I told you it was. And sometimes I'm 1,000,000% there for you, and sometimes I'm just going to watch you do whatever you're going to do. Because it's not up to me to take care of your feelings. You're a grown man.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I tell you.
It's pretty good.
Working with actors in the military sense, I don't try to make them warriors from the ground up. What I do is I focus in on the skills required to shoot the scene. They are actors, after all. They only need to know how it's done, and then as actors, they will pick up on it.
I started just pushing down, and, you know, these things are firing like 40 rounds a second. And I'm holding it down, but that will make the barrel very high. You know, so you have to do it in bursts. And his whole thought was, die, mother, die, mother. Huge gun. I mean, you feel your teeth shatter afterwards. It's incredible.
Thank you, everybody. Crew of Iron Man. Excellent week. Really great week, guys. That is a wrap.
What's on here, Coach?
A little windy today. Wasn't like this when we scouted it. We're going to shoot Tony landing in the sand dunes after he escapes from the cave, and then walking through the desert. We got 2 Marine helicopters coming out here. I don't know if we're going to be able to land them.
Here we go. Pictures up.
It was sandstorming and it was kicking up so hard, and I just remember laying there buried waist deep in all this gear.
Roll sound.
And I just remember I was inside the helmet, and I just had this great moment of gratitude to kind of the elements and what a privilege it was to be able to be there playing this guy with the caliber of people I was working with.
Special effects. We got this.
We need 3 cakes to fill all the candles.
Light it up.
I just said, wow, man, what a cool deal. What a cool suit, what a great crew, what a blast.
Yeah. Come on now.
Tony Stark.
Okay, there's a cut. Yeah, quick. They're clear.
Wardrobe, there's a boot down there. See you on the next location.
We've been out here in the sand dunes. It's been a windstorm. There have been a couple of semis slipping over on the highway. The winds were kicking up to about 50 miles per hour. So everybody's making do. We all goggled up. And everybody's been a real trooper, and they're out here working. We've had cranes swinging out of control, and today we're just on sticks because it was just too windy for any equipment more than that. The highway's closed. They flew them in.
Just a brutal day, very indicative, honestly, of what the circumstances are like in Afghanistan. So it actually kind of, rang true, I guess, to what things are really like there.
Well, 395, something must have flipped, and they had to send a helicopter for me.
Yeah, how was the ride?
It was incredible. The doors are open. My assistant almost cried.
We brought in a couple HH-60 Pave Hawk helicopters.
Action, Robert.
We're actually, pararescue men and real helicopters and shooters on that, that do that stuff for real, came in and were part of that scene.
When we get out of that helicopter, the first breath you take in is half filled with sand. And your lungs fill up with it immediately. And the cameras are on you, and we've got 10 minutes to get this whole shot. And you've got to run across the desert. Now, if anybody's ever ran in the sand on the beach, they know how hard that is. Now imagine running up a sand dune with your lungs half filled with sand.
The second day, when Raza recovers the suit, the winds were so violent that we couldn't really use any equipment. And Lou Desposito, our executive producer, was like, let's go to a recover set, as you would if it rained. I felt that all of that wind, that heavy wind, was a very haunting image, and so we put goggles on all the bad guys and wrapped them with scarves so that, to help protect the performers, and also that's really what they would wear, and we just let it play. And as a result, it has such a great visual quality that if you wrote that into a script, you could never really achieve that. You can't put enough Ritter fans in there to make that kind of wind. But when it really lands there in your lap, I think as a director, you have to take advantage of those opportunities.
Time for Iron Man to get out of Dodge.
This walk of destruction, what is it like being inside that suit, shooting flames with the armor on? How does it feel?
It's an awesome feeling. It feels powerful. You're just burning stuff, nothing. You almost have a false sense of security because you really feel super protected by the suit in a way that the boys over at Stan Winston designed it. I can move pretty well in it for as much as it weighs, and the special effects guys rigged me up, just making me look like a bloody stud so I can flow out some flames, and it's an awesome feeling.
Take a couple of hits, and then, like
you know what? It's history. This one I'm doing for my kids. They're gonna watch this and go, "That's you, Dad?" I'm just like, digging it. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Tristan. Hi, Mom. Awesome. I love this. just from wear and tear, we got a little tear in one of the lines and it spit fuel, which being under pressure kept spraying on my legs, and I ignited. And I kind of felt, well, that feels a little hot. Maybe not. Yep, it's hot. It was, an unfortunate thing, but Keith Willard and Tommy Harper had all the boys set out to take care of me. They put me out.